Welcome everybody to a new show yet to be named. We'll figure it out later. But we're going to sit and review movies together. And you know me, I'm Jeff with 74 Poker, and this is...
I'm James. I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Reverend Strange.
So we're gonna watch movies and do reviews together. I'll probably start another channel. We just haven't figured out what to call it yet. So look for that. Make sure everybody subscribes to it. Today was Baby Blood. It's a French movie that came out in, well, James said it came out in 89, 90. It looks much older than that. But apparently the French have no fashion sense and they don't bathe or anything else. That's just what I learned from this movie.
And back to the box says 89. According to the Internet Movie Database, it was released January 90.
And according to the fashions, it was early 80s, but you know.
Hey, it was France.
Yeah, and French people, and apparently there's no cops. I'll never go to France. They're all creepy people and there's no cops around. That's one thing I learned about this movie. Well, we'll let James, he knows all the better stuff than I will. Let him recap the movie.
I don't really know any better than you. I'd like to point out, Jeff, as usual, is hiding behind his cap of sunglasses, so not to be outdone. So if I do a fancy little flip. Gotta have my own pork pie hat and sunglasses.
Because he wants to look as cool as me.
Yes. And together we are now the Blues Blunderers.
Exactly.
That's my big joke for the show. So this was a French movie, came out in 1990. At the beginning of the movie, you got kind of the beginning of the time, the primordial stages of Earth, volcanoes erupting, the seas are raging, and creatures waiting to be born in the future to take over the world. And we skip to present day being France, 1989. Events start at a circus, and a French woman becomes impregnated by a thing. Then after that, she ends up running. She's married to a person who kind of runs the circus. She ends up running off, but the baby and her have a telepathic link. The baby, well, the fetus, I guess, is, at this point, is very intelligent, can communicate with her in a rational manner. But the baby needs blood, kind of hints the name of the movie, Baby Blood. That's how it survives, so it forces her to kill people, and then she's got to try to drink as much of her blood as possible until its birth, and then 5 million years in the future it'll finally take over the world. And that was basically it. That's the plot line.
Now comes the fun stuff. Well, to me, the movie wasn't, it was a fun, cheesy movie, just wasn't a movie to take very seriously. There's a lot of boobs in it, though. From what's her name, Emmanuelle something or other, named Yanka.
Her name is Yanka in the movie.
She does have a nice rack. She has a nice trimmed bush, you know, nice butt, ugly face.
A butterface.
Yes, it's a double bagger there. So at least you got that going for it. The creature itself, it kind of looked like a snake penis twig. It's kind of a weird looking creature that impregnates her. Yeah, it's a very, to me it was a very weird movie, and there was a lot of scenes that didn't make sense. The gore was fairly decent. There's a scene where she's taken to the hospital, they pronounce her dead, but she comes back to life. Well, she takes a gas mask, puts it on the paramedic that was helping her, pumps it full of gas, and he explodes all over the side of the ambulance. That was kind of cool. There's just a few cool gore scenes in there. I really enjoyed the movie, even though it, you know, like I said, it didn't really make much sense. There was one scene where apparently the bus must have hit a signpost, a wooden signpost, and exploded. And I don't know. And then James pointed out somebody walks in front of the camera because half the screen goes black for a second. It's just kind of weird. And so you figure the creature's dead at that point, but there was a scene after that with blood trails leading to the ocean. So maybe he did survive. Maybe 5 billion years from now we will be dead. Who knows? But yeah, that was my take on the movie. It was a cheesy, gory fun. I'd say definitely worth the watch. So.
Okay. Yeah, I bought this movie several years ago. I had rented it. I think I got it through Netflix. It interested me enough to watch it. It's a foreign movie. I haven't heard of it. Not a lot of people have heard of it. It doesn't have a real strong following. It was pretty bloody, pretty gory, so maybe that's what kind of attracted me to it. And it's a weird little movie. It's definitely not for everybody, but if you're a hardcore kind of horror fan, you want something different, it's probably worth a watch. I gotta say, I haven't watched it in a long time. Watching it now, I still enjoyed it, but I didn't like it as much as I did. I don't know if I would buy it now, but I thought it was pretty cool back then, so I did pick it up. This is my copy we were watching of Baby Blood. Let's see here. As we were noting earlier, it says, A Gorehound's Delight. It's from Fangoria. A strikingly weird and fiercely original chunk blower. Unashamedly over the top and proud of it. That's from Chaz Ballin from the Gore Score. And that's it. It's 84 minutes. Another thing about this movie is this is supposed to be the full cut of the movie, released in the United States. The original one had a few scenes had been edited out. So to get the full movie, they added some scenes back in, but we were watching the overdub version, and the extra scenes weren't overdubbed. So you'd be watching a movie, and all of a sudden it would drop into its original French. Happened a few times. I've seen several other movies that have done that. And at least they announced it at the beginning. I've watched a couple movies where they didn't tell you that at the beginning of the flick, and I'm just watching, and all of a sudden it jumps into its original language. But at least this one forewarned you.
And Munch's voice in the French version is a weird voice. Doesn't really fit the creature. Sounds better in English.
Yeah, I've read some reviews on it. Some people like watching the French and watching with subtitles better, and they actually complained about the English. They thought the French version of the monster's voice. I don't like the French monster's voice. Jeff doesn't like subtitles. I don't mind them. Kind of depends on the movie. In this case, the French version of the creature's voice, I just didn't like it. I call the creature's basically the baby's voice. So I did like the English version of his voice. I guess I can mark on the chick's body. Her name is Emmanuelle, the actress. But like I say, big tits, great body. But she's got these huge teeth, the big gap right between two of them. When she smiles, it's not a pretty thing.
Yeah, like I said, according to this movie, and since it was the 90s, it was a little bit back. They don't bathe regularly, and apparently, if a woman comes up to you covered completely in blood, just drenched in blood and stuff, you let her do whatever you want, and then you try to have sex with her. Apparently, that's a turn on there in France. Because this woman was covered in blood and nobody paid a single mind about that.
That's true. You get to the end, and she's it was actually, I think after she gave birth, but she's coated in blood. She goes in and asks for a mechanic at one point, and she asks where the mechanic is, and the cashier just goes over there. And then the guy, the mechanic's on the phone, and he doesn't seem to care. And then she gets on a bus full of football players, presumably soccer, being France. And the bus driver, hey, can I get a ride, bus driver? Yeah, he's only concerned is, the guys might go after her. The fact that she's a complete mess and covered in blood doesn't seem to faze her. Doesn't seem to faze the football players either, because they basically want to rape her. So I don't know what they consider attractive. I mean, movie's taking some liberties there.
Yes, and there's a trail of bodies and destruction behind her. Not a single copy of the whole movie.
Yeah, she gets away with quite a bit without any repercussions, even in broad daylight on the streets. She seems to get away quite easily. And the other big thing is the baby was supposed to go back to the sea. Jeff talked about that a little bit. And I guess that's where, after she finally gives birth to it, it kind of sheds its baby. It looks like a normal baby at first, but then it turns into something else very quickly. And it makes its way to its sea for it to fully form. And it kind of ends hinting that the baby survived and crawled through the beaches out to the Grand Ocean.
Mm-hmm. And as James mentioned to me earlier, I guess there's a part 2. So...
Yeah, I forgot about that. I read about it a long time ago. I don't think I've seen Baby Blood 2. I've forgotten about it, so maybe I'll get around to watching it. I haven't seen this one in such a long time.
Might find it on Netflix or something and give that one a watch so we can see what happens to the baby. Maybe it's 5 billion years in the future.
Maybe it's 20 years in the future, and we can see what Yonka looks like now.
Oh yeah, I just imagine what she looks like now.
Her breasts probably down to her waistline, and those teeth, they gotten even farther apart.
Yeah. Eyes sunken in more, jowls hanging down.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hair's probably really sticking out all distressed. Yeah. It looks like the type of woman that don't hold up very well in the future. So, I got nothing else to think about.
That was about it. I don't got a lot of trivia or anything. I think we covered. Like I said, it's pretty simple, straightforward movie. It's a pretty good movie. If you're a hardcore horror fan, you want something different that's also pretty bloody. This will fit the bill.
Yeah, actually, I enjoyed that. It was a good low budget cheese type movie. Lots of good gore in there. The acting was okay. It was better than a lot of low budget movies.
We got over the top in a few spots, especially when
Yeah.
they were dying. The death scenes were getting pretty funny, but
Yeah. And well, a lot of people were really creepy. I don't know if that's just the way they are, if they were playing creepy, but I got very creeped out by a lot of the characters.
yeah, I took a French class in high school because I know you guys want to hear this. But I remember we were watching a movie, and our French teacher, some students made fun of the kids in the movie because they kept wearing the same clothes every day. And our French teacher actually pointed out they do that in France. They didn't necessarily change the clothes every day. They wear the same stuff over and over. They might take a bath once a week or something like that. And this was around the time period. Actually, this came out in 1990. I had just been starting my senior year in high school, so that would
Old
it would have been
man.
about that time. So
Yeah, see, he's actually older than me, so he's the old guy around here.
not by much.
Old enough.
I
So-
courted my cousin's kid, so he's my dad. So that's how good he looks.
Exactly. That's just because I'm a real man.
Mm.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll post this up on my channel. I don't know if James wants a copy, post up on his channel. And we'll probably form another channel together and just start doing this on that channel. So look out for that, subscribe to it. And on my behalf, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Till next time, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.
Oh, I need to hear my knees crack. Ouch.
Look goofy.
I thought you were going to mute that or turn it off or something.
Oh,
Otherwise, that's all will be on the sound.
that's one thing you hear because it's closer to the.
Well, you watch most of my videos, you know how it is. Oh, man, that's really kind of weird today.
I think I just blew a booger out my fucking nostril.
Oh, okay. So whenever you're ready, let me know.
All right.
Oh, what was I going to say?